New weapons in the war on COVID. Find out what's going on in Central Oklahoma to fight the pandemic, plus how to lend a helping hand to students in need. And it's going to finally feel like fall for a while. We tell you when. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Kaleigh Tingelstad.
And I'm Kayla Davis. COVID-19 cases may be slowing down, but there are still new efforts to fight the pandemic. Will Blessing joins us live with the latest developments. Will?
Kayla and Kaylee, there have been multiple new developments in the Oklahoma City area focused on targeting and treating COVID-19. The first new development, Norman Regional Hospital is offering monoclonal antibody therapy to help with COVID-19 recovery. The infusions will be available for people who have recently tested positive and are high risk for complications. Also, OU Children's Hospital is providing free COVID-19 tests to children ages 17 and younger starting today. The tests will be drive-through and available Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. and from noon to 4 p.m. on the weekends. Oklahoma Children's Hospital's Senior Director of Clinical Operations, Kylie Fitzgerald, says the decision to offer the tests came from a large amount of requests from the Oklahoma community.
Our primary pediatric care clinics get lots and lots of requests. They've received tons of phone calls, and they were asking us to help with facilitating something for the community.
Appointments for the drive-through tests can be made at ouhealth.com/COVID/tests. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Will. As Oklahoma makes adjustments to ramp up testing and improve treatment, COVID cases are still prevalent in the state. 648 new cases were reported in the state, adding to more than 12,000 active cases. Oklahoma has reported more than 10,000 deaths due to COVID. 40% of the state is now fully vaccinated.
While COVID-19 continues to be the main public health issue, flu season is on the way. The CDC Vaccines for Children program is supplying flu shots at no cost to Oklahoma children. It is recommended that children, pregnant women, individuals 65 years and older, and those with certain chronic health conditions get the shot by the end of October. Others should get it before Thanksgiving. The flu
shot does not prevent someone from getting the flu, but it does reduce severe risk and transmission. And so really getting a flu shot, if we all collectively work together and have that added layer of protection, then we prevent severe illness and death.
About 8% of the U.S. population gets sick from the flu each season. OU students and staff can visit the OU Health Services website to schedule a flu shot at Goddard.
Well, along with a flu shot, I'm heading to the store for some allergy medicine.
Yes, me too. And Mikayla Smith, why are our allergies so bad right now?
Yeah, so I'm along there with you guys. My allergies have been terrible these last few days, and that's due to these friends right here. So mold, it's been a bit low, but you can see those trees and those weeds. That is what is getting all of us. I woke up this morning feeling stuffed, sniffly, all of the three. You know, it's been terrible. Luckily, we are going to have that continue to go away a bit. See that temperature trend, we're going to drop down because we have some cold front and some rain coming along. It's going to get those allergies out of here. So I'll tell you when you're going to need that umbrella. Are we rid of this heat for good? And October 1st is on Friday. I'll give you a look at how that October's looking for us. Ladies, back to you.
A project 40 years in the making is now on display at the Sam Noble Museum. The Guatemalan textile Heart of the Maya World is now open to the public. The launch of the new exhibit took place on September 14th, the day before the bicentennial of independence for Guatemala. Textiles from old Mayan culture fills the exhibit.
It was intended to really showcase the diversity of Maya textiles in Guatemala. So different regions within the country were kind of identified for their unique traje típico, which is a kind of traditional attire.
The exhibit is open until December 6th, and if you bring your OU student ID, admission is free.
And today is National Voter Registration Day, and OU students are encouraging their peers to sign up. Oklahoma Take Votes is a student organization focused on civic engagement and set up tables in areas such as the South Oval and the Student Union. With the Norman Mayor and City Council election approaching in February, OK Votes is encouraging every student to register. And with students back on campus, the organization has reached a larger number of potential voters than last year.
So we've seen a much bigger engagement, but one of the things that I have noticed this year is that a lot of our students are registered to vote already, which is great, and that means that we can get them connected on campus into groups that'll help them be more civically engaged.
If you didn't make it to one of the registration sites, you can still register. Just follow OK Votes on social media for more information.
As Brian Laundrie is still on the run, Gabby Petito's family is asking for her fiancé to turn himself in. Dylan Rivera has that story and the rest of today's headline from around the world.
The Petito family's attorney pleading with Laundrie to come forward.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. And an OU organization is back this fall to benefit and support the OU community. OU Nightly's Dayton Deller shows us how donating everyday items can help those in need during these unstable times.
Starting Monday through October 8th, the OU Fall Food Drive is back to benefit OU's campus community through the OU Food Pantry. The shelves look empty now, but by the end of the week, the pantry hopes they will be fully stocked for those in need.
To start this semester, we've been averaging over 90 people each week. And in fact, over the last 2 weeks have hit numbers we have not seen since before COVID. So we're getting back to our pre-pandemic numbers.
Although numbers are dwindling following the COVID-19 pandemic, the need and support from the community still remains. Canned goods, boxed dinners, baby products, and even clothing items are just a few things that are in high demand.
Whether the need is big or small, there's a need, and we want to be able to take care of those on our campus.
The pantry is part of the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma, and together they are working to fight food insecurity for the state. In 2019, the OU Pantry collected over 6,000 pounds of food, and they are hoping to collect even more this year, as well as increasing awareness through campus involvement.
My main goal is to see as many offices, departments, organizations, and individuals joining in to donate and to, just be generous with the resources they have.
For those wanting to get involved, the pantry has created an Amazon wish list, along with collection boxes and walkers, etc., and the cross market to donate. Dayton Deller, OU Nightly.
The food pantry is always looking for student volunteers, and you can register for the OU Food Pantry on their website.
Back to Dylan Rivera and today's headlines from around the world.
Sorry again for those technical difficulties.
When you're prescribed medication, it's in hopes of staying away from the doctor, not the opposite.
Why the DEA is cracking down on prescription drugs.
Currently, young kids are not eligible to get vaccinated.
But this might be changing soon. We'll have the information when OU Nightly returns.
One more try for this one. Dylan Rivera and today's headlines from around the world.
Yeah, we apologize for all the technical difficulties. Authorities are still searching for Brian Laundrie in connection to the death of Gabby Petito. Today, Petito's family held a press conference in New York, asking for help in finding Petito's fiancé. The Petito family's attorney pleading with Laundrie to come forward.
Laundrie did not help us find Gabby. They're sure is not going to help.
A warrant is out for Laundrie's arrest for using one or more unauthorized devices. Today, the long-delayed groundbreaking of the Obama Presidential Library was held in Chicago. The former president and first lady were on hand for the event. Obama's former running mate and current President Joe Biden could not attend but sent a video message that played at the start of the ceremony. The museum and library will be constructed in Jackson Park near Michelle Obama's childhood home and the University of Chicago, where the 44th president once taught law. The dangers are intensifying for a small Spanish island as a volcano has been erupting for days. Many residents of La Isla de la Palma evacuated early, but those who stayed were ordered into lockdown as the lava continues to move closer to the east coast. Experts warn that once the lava reaches the Atlantic, it could become explosive and emit clouds of toxic smoke. As of today, a reported 600 buildings have been destroyed and over 630 acres have been covered in lava flow. And finally, in China, power outages are causing blackouts across the country. The Guangdong province, a major industrial sector, is one of the numerous areas struck by a lack of electricity. Kayla, back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. Some causes are so important you need a whole week to bring awareness to them. Find out how OU is shedding light to gender-based violence when we return.
And Mikayla, rain is on the way, right? When should I grab my umbrella?
Yes, rain is already building to the west of us down near Lawton and Ardmore. We have a severe storm happening right now, so I'll give you that full rain timeline coming up in my full forecast. Take a look at that live radar. We can see we have a few severe storms down to the south and west of us, one particularly right around Ardmore. These storms are going to continue to build up towards central Oklahoma. They will probably fizzle out by the time they get here, but this is just our first round of rain. So we can see currently here at Skyline Cam, a couple clouds in the sky. If we had this camera turned more towards the south, you'd see some of those storms building up, and that's going to continue on throughout the day, but we're sitting at 92, so hopefully this is our last hot day because it has been miserable across the metro. You can see 92 in the city, 92 here in Norman, so it has been a hot one. Now we talked about that rain, so let's get a timeline for that. So tomorrow we have a 50% chance of rain. We have those storms again tonight that are going to be happening first. Thursday is going to be our biggest chance of rain, and then we slowly dwindle down as we go into Sunday, but we do have a chance of rain every single day. So let's start with tonight. Here's that first round we talked about. So the main threat is going to be to the southwest around the areas that we can already see. Like I said, we have that severe storm down in Ardmore right now. So that's going to be the main region for tonight as we see those. But tomorrow, the main threat's going to be more off to the east. Those big storms going to be pushing around out to towards Arkansas. So that's going to be that threat on Wednesday, but Thursday, that's our big day here in Norman. We can see most of the state is going to see some type of precipitation on Thursday. So it's going to be wet the next few days. So let's time this out. So again, tonight we can see those rainstorms as they slowly work their way into Norman, and then we push off on Wednesday. That's where that main threat's going to be, Oklahoma pushing into Arkansas. And then Thursday, that's when we're going to see. So there's that first round that we start to see. And then Tulsa is going to push out to the west, and then we're just going to continue to have those rain showers move through. It's been dry this September. We can see we're sitting well below average. So normally we have quite a bit of rain in September, and that just hasn't been the case. But we can see our precipitation outlook. Hopefully we're going to get some more rain. This becomes valid October 6th through October 12th, and then those temperatures are going to slowly climb back up. So the lows tonight in the 60s, highs tomorrow are going to be in those 80s, so that cool down is slowly coming. And then we can see T-storms, and then those temperatures drop down and some chances of rain every day. Back to you, ladies.
The Drug Enforcement Administration issues a warning today about dangerous fake prescription pills. Kaitlyn Deggs has that story and more in today's Health Beat.
Thanks, Kaylee. The DEA is warning the public about an alarming number of fake prescription pills laced with fentanyl and methamphetamine. Nearly 10,000 fake pills have been seized this year. Some of them have contained at least 2 milligrams of fentanyl, which is enough to kill you. The pills are largely produced by gangs and criminal drug networks and are sold as drugs like oxycodone or Adderall. They are widely available online. This comes as the CDC reported a record number of drug overdose deaths in 2020. This marks the first time in 6 years that the DEA has issued an alert about dangerous laced drugs. And pharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer, are testing a pill that could fight COVID-19 early after diagnosis. The antiviral pill could prevent symptoms and limit transmission. Antiviral pills like Tamiflu are already being used as treatments for other viral infections. At least 3 pills are being tested in clinical trials. Results are expected as soon as late fall or winter. The current top contender is a medication from Merck Company and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics. And the age limit for the Pfizer vaccine might be dropping in the near future. Pfizer Biotech is expected to ask for authorization of its COVID vaccine for some children under 12. The CEO of Pfizer said Sunday that the company will submit data within days. Last year, when Pfizer submitted the data for adults and applied for FDA authorization, the green light came just 3 weeks later. If the FDA authorizes the vaccine, the CDC will then decide whether it should be recommended for young children. Pfizer is currently testing vaccines in children as young as 6 months old. And guys, a new Axios Ipsos poll published today says that parents are split on whether to vaccinate their children against COVID-19. For parents with children ages 5 to 11, 44% said that they were likely to vaccinate their children. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kaitlyn. The Gender and Equality Center is bringing gender-based violence awareness to the OU community. For the first time ever, Rape Awareness will have an entire week that consists of various programs and workshops. The center wants to highlight the importance of having conversation and informing students on this specific gender-based violence.
in the past, people weren't able to name it and use the word rape. And so it's a little bit of being able to take some ownership and recognize that this is a systemic problem within college and universities, not just at OU, but all universities.
The GEC has been working closely with OU advocates who will attend each of the events for those who are in need of support.
The Sooners have a big matchup this week in Manhattan, and the Cowboys had no trouble putting points on the board last night. Stay tuned, sports is next.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Parker Abels, and it's time for sports. The Sooners are trying to end a two-game losing streak to Kansas State this weekend in Manhattan. Last time OU played in Manhattan, the fifth-ranked Sooners almost came back from a 41-23 deficit, but fell short of the Wildcats 48-41. Lincoln Riley and the Sooners are well aware of how difficult it is to get a win in the Little Apple.
Always tough to go up to Manhattan and come out of there with a victory. There's been many hard-fought battles up there over the years in my career, and sure this one will be a hard-fought battle as well.
Alabama coach Nick Saban joined the Manning brothers Monday Night Football broadcast last night. During the broadcast, Eli called Eagles QB Jalen Hurts an Oklahoma player. Surprisingly, Coach Saban had nothing but good things to say about Oklahoma and his former player.
And he asked me where he should go, and I said, who has the best players? And he said, Oklahoma. I said, that's where he should go. The quarterback, it's really important that you have good players around you, and I know they've got a great system there, and you'll do well. So, and I think he did really well there, and that's why he's got an opportunity now in the league to play.
The Dallas Cowboys took down the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football 41-21. Dak Prescott led the way for the Cowboys, passing for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts passed for 326 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The Cowboys now lead the NFC East with their 2-1 record and look to win the division for the first time since 2018. There's always been some bad blood between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. After the Bengals whooped the Steelers on Sunday, things didn't get any sweeter. Bengals receiver Tyler Boyd spoke out about the effort of the Steelers late in the game.
Not only did the Steelers feel that, everybody in the country felt it, because the last plays of the game for them, they gave up. You could see it. They had 3 drops in a row, and that's, for a team to see that, is giving us more power, giving us the antidote to know how good we are.
Cleveland center fielder Bradley Zimmer hit a home run against his older brother Kyle Zimmer last night. Zimmer is the 4th person to hit a home run against their brother in MLB history and the first to do so since 1975. The OKC Thunder had their official media day yesterday, and all the focus was on guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And speaking of media days, David Letterman attended the Brooklyn Nets media day and had some pretty interesting questions for Nets star Kevin Durant.
Just Kevin, KD, why do people call you KD? Can I call you KD? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
My first name is Kevin.
Right.
And my second name, my last name, my second name. My last name is Durant with a D.
KD.
And going from one KD to another, Kayla Davis, back to you.
Yeah, Parker, you know, people might call me that, but my basketball skills aren't quite as good as his. And speaking of my athletic skills, I think the only way I could ever win a marathon is luck.
Well, that's exactly what happened to one runner in Illinois. Find out how when we come back.
I'm Stone Weber at the OU Nightly Update Desk. A former Marine accused of killing a Nassau County deputy was arrested today. Patrick McDowell was cornered at a sports complex in Callahan. He's accused of killing Deputy Josh Moyers last Friday during a traffic stop. Back to you.
Thanks, Stone. Can you imagine training for a marathon just to be disqualified?
Well, I can't really imagine training for a marathon, but in Illinois, one runner went from 3rd place to 1st when a race volunteer accidentally directed the 2 front runners off the course.
Well, they were disqualified, making Tyler Pence the first American to win the Quad Cities Marathon since 2001. Thanks for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord Hall of Journalism and Mass Communications on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
Join us tomorrow live at 4:30. Good night.